Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Maury, aka Queen MC, and I am back again with another video. And this video is gonna be about some literature. I'm gonna be sharing y'all the books that has really made an imprint on my life, that has opened my mind to things that I ain't never thought about or really considered. I'm gonna give y'all a little background rundown before I get into it, because these some good reads and y'all gotta add them to y'all library, period. Period. But before I get into it, you already know how I'm starting the videos off for the month. We're gonna start off with a quote from the beautiful Toni Morrison. Love is, or it ain't. Thin love ain't love at all. That's the quote from her. Thank you, Toni Morrison, for your words, your language, your interpretations of love and reality, and incorporating your passion and gifts that God gave you for our liberation and expression as Moorish people. Thank you, Queen. Ashe. Let's get into it. May you rest in power. Put that. So yeah, so for this video, like I said, I'm gonna be going through. I know y'all see my books back here. I know y'all see the books. Okay, look. These, I call these, look, everybody got their own thing. Literature is my thing. Reading is my thing. Your mind is two things. It can be your best friend or it can be your enemy. It can be a creator or it can be a destroyer. So you got to choose. Your mind is a powerful thing. It can also be, like I said, a destructive thing. So that's the power of the mind. And it's not a joke. In the words of Drake, what he say? The power of the mind is not a joke. Literally. So yeah, like I said, get into it. Oh, and I know y'all see this glow. Okay, look. I don't want to toot my own horn, but beep beep. That was corny, but I know y'all know where I got that from. But anywho, yeah, so go ahead. You already know I link my business in the description below. So go ahead and check that out. Get you a bottle. Cocoa Lab oil mix. That was my #1 top seller. That's my baby. Started from the beginning, but yeah. Coconut and lavender mix with a little hint of bergamot essential oil. I hope I'm saying that right. Great for skin health, great for revitalizing the skin, balancing, keeping bacteria away, moisturizing, hydrating. It's not too oily and a little goes a long way. So go ahead and put this in your skincare routine because, baby, you don't want to leave it out. So yeah, like I said, Cocoa Lab oil mix. Go ahead and put that, go grab that. Link is in my bio. So in my description, I'm so used to saying bio, but in my description below. So yeah, let's get into it. So I want to start off first, because you already know Moorish history. And that's, I got to get into it. Moor is your nationality. Black is the essence of which all colors derive from. So when you're associating yourself with things, you must understand to the depths of what you're claiming yourself to be, who I'm claiming I am to be. So as Moorish people, we must know that it is our birthright to claim our nationality. It is our birthright to stand in our power. It is our birthright to represent our roots, understand our culture, and know the kings and queens that came before us that paved the way. They were so selfless that they had God in them to do God's work, to uplift our people, because they knew that generations from now we will be in a predicament that we would not know where to go if we didn't have these leaders and guidance. So it's important for us to reference them, to teach them to our children, to make sure that we are refreshing our memory about our people, reminding us what it is on these planes that we need to keep doing, or we need to keep implementing what they taught us and keep it moving. Don't stay stagnant, keep it moving. Know that the power is in us. Wherever there's power, there's people. And that's Fred Hampton. Okay, but look. Or wherever there's people, there's power. But y'all know what it is. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and show y'all the run through. And I'm going to go through each of these books. And I'm going to say the author too. And so y'all can know. And y'all can go look it up for yourself too, because these are books y'all need to put on y'all library. This is personally recommended from me. It's more books too, and I'm going to do more book reviews in the future. But these for now are specifically, since it's More History Month, go ahead and put these necessities on your shelf and read them. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and start. And the first one I'm going to start with is Assata. an autobiography, her autobiography, Assata by Assata Shakur, forewords by Angela Davis and Lennox S. Hines. Go ahead and put this book on y'all shelf. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. When I first read this book, well, I'm going to tell y'all, I've always come from a family, well, my father specifically, who reeled in me and my siblings the importance of knowing who you are and where you come from and not letting anyone tell you who you are, and the power of my melanin and the essence and how deep it runs in my lineage and my roots. So the figures, I was always introduced to the figures, the faces. I grew up knowing the faces. It was only a point in my life where I was able to take on a responsibility within myself that I knew, and an obligation to myself to really understand their art, each and every one of their arts, where they came from, why they did what they did, and why were they so selfless in cases where you would think that the average person would be like, I'm giving up. I can't do this no more. But they kept going, and in return, some of them lost their lives. Most of them lost their lives, but they will forever be imprinted and ingrained in the minds of our Moorish people, and in the hearts of us, and in the knowledge. No matter how many times they may try to be excluded from history books, we know the true history. And as long as we have a soul and we are connected to our lineage, we can keep that alive. So I was always brought up knowing that, and I am very appreciative to the Most High for that. And I will continue that with my family and my children in the future. So yeah, I'm gonna start with Assata. And this book is, y'all, when I tell you, you gonna cry, you gonna be angry, you gonna feel every emotion. Why? Because this is the raw truth. This is the truth about America. And the degradation that we experience in this country, the selective memory that people amongst us have in regards to all the things that we created, that we started, that we built. It wouldn't be what it is today if it weren't for us. And Assata breaks down, she goes through her life. She goes through the powerful transformations and the decisions she made to enter her life of revolution. And of course, about the Black Panther Party, her associates, and her case. I know you all, if you're not familiar with the case of Assata Shakur and why she's wanted by the FBI, go research. And that's another thing. You watch my videos. I love and appreciate y'all for that. But don't take things for face value. I research. I go off and I find the truth. Someone tells me something, I go and make sure that I find the truth. Don't take everything face value without seeing it for your own eyes, because your eyes will never lie to you. They will never deceive you. But whatever you learn, go look it up to reassure. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in there. But this book is the truth. And I feel like all of my Moorish queens out there, read this book. Understand what she felt. Really feel what the words that she's writing on these pages, because they're a part of you. Assata Shakur is all of us, okay? And yeah, so I'm not gonna go too deep because I want you to go read this book for yourself. And when I first read this book, it was 2 years ago, and it changed my life. And she made a big impact on my life. And I was so inspired by her, and so was the father of my child, that we decided to incorporate her name in our generational lineage, our procreation, our offspring. So yeah, this book is the truth. So Assata Shakur, an autobiography. Go ahead, grab that. Make sure you got that on your shelf. The second book I want to add to the list is The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Y'all, when I tell y'all this, boy, Look, I'm a passionate person, and some stuff when I read, shoot, I cry when I read, because you're not crying out of any sadness. You're crying out of a feeling of, wow, this is powerful. You know when something ignites your spirit and you shed a tear because it's so powerful? Oh my God, you want to spread this to the world, but you also have to know that when your mind reaches a certain level of intelligence, you have to understand that not a lot of people are there. And you can plant a seed, but it's for them to nurture that seed and water that seed and want it to grow and want that knowledge. So you have to, you just got to take it one step at a time, because at sometimes you're going to be the only one that notice stuff. And you got to be okay with that. But that's the power of knowledge. That's the power of it. Knowledge is power when it is applied, and our ancestors applied. When I tell you, in this book by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, this is a really I'm not gonna say complicated read, but this is a challenge read. I'm gonna tell you that, because you really have to have an open mind psychologically to understand what she's trying to lay on us. And this is the truth. I read this book when I was in, I think it was my first year of college, or the summer before my first year of college. It's not a quick read. This is something where you want to dissect. You want to reference. You want to keep referencing, because the connections that she makes to every industry that runs our society, education, entertainment, sports, family dynamic, racism. Like, she breaks down each level, and she explains to us how it is infused into our psyche, or psych, and how for us to understand the symbolisms by which we follow, we gotta know where they come from, where they start. The key to the color lines, okay? The Isis papers. Look up the goddess Isis, and you'll know why she named it the Isis papers. So yeah, grab this book, get this book, and you ain't gotta force yourself, but when you ready for it, you'll know when you're ready for it. Crack this book open, but make sure you got this on your library. And rest in power to the queen, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Her birthday was February 2nd, I believe. So yeah, rest in power to you, queen. We appreciate your work. But yeah, get this book, the Isis Papers. It's dope. It's the truth. Okay. My third book is From Niggas to God Part 1 by Akil. I hope I'm saying it right, Akil. So yeah, sometimes the truth hurts, but it's all good in the end, and that's for a fact. So this book, A Message to the Black Youth. This book, it don't matter what age you are, if you are just starting your spiritual journey, or you just, you'll know when you starting a journey to opening your mind to something beyond what people are telling you, beyond what people want you to believe or what you've been taught. If you questioning your belief, if you are feeling like you becoming more to yourself because you can't relate to a lot of things and people and what they're saying that you don't agree, or if you're questioning a lot of things that you've been taught growing up, or it's a lot of stuff that play into it. But if you feel that way, you're having an awakening. Don't fight it, and don't be scared of the truth, because it will set you free. The truth is raw. People be like, I speak the real, I'm tough, I'm strong. The truth is the real strength. If you can endure this, take this in without oh man, that don't make sense. This is weird. That how? Open your mind. And when I tell you this part 1, From Niggas to Gods, because we ain't niggas. But also, I always got to reference Pac, because the colloquialism in them terms they shot at us, we always have a way of turning it around and making it something that's empowering. And niggas never ignorant getting goals accomplished. Okay? That's Pac. But like I said, though, that negative connotation, niggas, we ain't niggas. We gods. And if he made you in the image of himself, right? A cat makes a cat. Dog make a dog. God make a God. Get niggas to gods, part 1. And that's just that. And this book is breaking down, it has essays and it has writings by Akil that inspires the Black mind and re-emphasizes the power of your mind. Ooh, I almost dropped my book. Re-emphasizes the power of your mind and the importance of raising up a Black nation that knows thyself, you know, and a more intelligent generation. So, like I said, y'all want to get this book. Get this book from Niggas to God. And I said it about a lot of these books, but add this to your shelf, and y'all can get these books on Amazon. You can search them up. These authors have their own websites, and I'm going to list all these names and authors in the descriptions below, so don't worry if I'm moving too fast, but yeah. So I'm going to go on to the next book, and the Autobiography of Malcolm X. I know y'all knew I wasn't going to leave this out, okay? Oh my God, our brother Malcolm. And this is as told by Alex Haley. So he interviewed Malcolm. He sat down with Malcolm, and Malcolm told him his story. And this book was put into an autobiography. Y'all, I read this book when I graduated high school, the summer I graduated high school. And it was life-changing. When I tell y'all, I used to be sitting, reading this book, amazed. Like, you have to understand that a lot of our figures were very young when they decided to start their journey to liberation of freedom. And they were so selfless that they wanted us to join them. They wanted more for not only themselves, but the people that looked like them. They knew that they were not excluded in this struggle. You know what I'm saying? So Malcolm X, okay, look, I have to stare at it because this book woke me up. They sometimes they say women should read books about women and men should read books about men, but I disagree. You have to have a unisex mind frame. It don't matter if a man wrote it, it don't matter if a woman wrote it. It's the truth. And his evolution of his life and how he came from where he started, Detroit Red, to Malcolm X. Okay? This is the truth. He talks about his life. He talks about the different experiences he had. He talks about how he came into awakening. I know y'all know the story of Malcolm X. I know y'all seen a movie by Denzel Washington. Shout out to Spike Lee. Okay, director Spike Lee for telling that story. And I know y'all know the story, but I know y'all put this on y'all. Like, put this in y'all. Give this to y'all young Black kings. Give this to your young Moorish kings, young Moorish queens. Let them read this book. Let them know that you are not who nobody says you are. You are who you say you are. And God has a plan for you. And God had a plan for Malcolm. And the foreword at the end by Ossie Davis. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many tears I shed reading that. But people like this man and all these leaders are once in a lifetime. And they're sent here to fulfill their purpose. And they did. They did. Because if they didn't, I wouldn't be showing y'all this book right here. With this face right here. And yeah. And you know what? This is random, but Common, y'all know the artist Common, the music artist Common. He said when he was younger, he's from Chicago, and he was 19 years old. And I don't know where I heard him say this story, but I must have read it, this story that he said, well, not a story, but this experience that he had. And I must have read it somewhere where he posted it, but he said when he was 19 or 18 years old, he got pulled over by the cops. And they asked for his ID, and he showed them this book. When he said that, that forever stuck with me. I'm like, that's the truth, because we are all one. This is who we are. When he told his story, he showed him, this is my identity. This, don't you forget it, okay? That's what he was saying. And read this book. Read the Autobiography of Malcolm X, and you will understand. This man was nowhere far beyond hate. This man was telling you the truth, what it is, okay? So, yeah. The education is the passport to the future. For those who prepared for it today, that's who the future belongs to. So, get this book. I know y'all see me pausing, but it be like a resonated. Like, you be resonated because you be thinking about, you know, when you embarked on it, what you read. And so, yeah. Get that book. Put it on your library shelf. And let me go on to the next one. Marcus Garvey, on my Garveyites. Boom. Selected writings and speeches of Marcus Garvey. And I know, let me make sure that I'm the author. Dover Books on African Americans. Dover Thrift Edition. So yeah. Oh, edited by Bob Blaisedell. Okay. So yeah, that's the author. I had to look on the back for author. But this book, yes. Marcus Garvey, this is accumulation of all writings and speeches that he spoke in his life. Every speech was like, even when you think of it as a speech, it just touched your soul. It do. It's one of the most important and controversial. He was one of the most important and controversial figures in the history of race relations in America and the world at large. Okay? Marcus Garvey was Jamaican. Marcus Garvey grew up understanding Pan-Africanism, teaching it, a movement of the Garveyites. Marcus Garvey started the Black Star. He did a lot. Marcus Garvey was a man sent here, just like all our king fellow figures, to enlighten the people, to remind us from which we came, to know that we are not to be ashamed of our roots, ashamed of what they taught us. And then we can never know ourselves if we don't know where we came from in our lineage. And like I said in my video, Real Talk, everybody can't go. He the one that said, if you're not doing no good here in this country, America, you won't be doing no good where where we trying to go. So he the one that sparked the idea that we need our own nation. We need our own place, just us as a people, to build outside of Europeans and American standard society. We need our own. That was Garvey, okay? And if you ain't doing no good here, you won't be doing no good in our own island. So some of y'all gotta stay, and everybody can't go. That's what it is. So Marcus Garvey, man, he was the truth. And that's why I got him tatted on me too. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna tat anything on your body, if you don't get anything engraved on your body, let it be the truth. That's just my, you know, my philosophy. But let it be something that really means something to you. Let it be the truth. That was random, but yeah. So without confidence, you have won even before you have started. Marcus Garvey. Get this book. Get this book. Read his speeches. Read his writings, and just let them resonate with you. Let them see let yourself see where he's coming from. And yeah, Marcus Garvey. Yeah, I don't know how y'all could ever not want to rep your culture or your roots, because we are some phenomenal people. When I say phenomenal, it's some things that have been done by us that one mind couldn't even imagine or think of. So don't ever think that you can't be great or do anything great, especially as a Moorish person in America. Moorish being, because we are phenomenal people. We have a magnificent lineage. And the last book, actually, this is a book that I'm going to read, because I've been trying to give myself a goal to read at least one book every month. And I got this book, Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And I've never read it, but I'm going to read it. And because I know that it's a bomb book. I know it's amazing. And yeah, so I can't tell y'all nothing. See, now this is a book we both can read. Y'all can tell me something about. And if y'all read any of these other books that I've showed y'all, shoot, drop in the comments below something that resonated with you. Share. And if you've read I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, go ahead and tell me how you like that. But I'm definitely going to read this book, because Maya Angelou is my girl, okay? And she's from St. Louis, because that's where your girl is from. So yeah. And on the back of this book, though, by James Baldwin, that's another dope thing. I'm just like, what was it like to meet these figures in person and just bask in their presence, just listen to their knowledge? You know what I'm saying? That is dope. But this foreword by James Baldwin on the back, this testimony from a Black sister marks the beginning of a new era in the minds and hearts and lives of all Black men and women. I know why the caged bird sings, liberates the reader into life simply because Maya Angelou confronts her own life with such a moving wonder, such a luminous dignity. I have no words for this achievement, but I know that not since the days of my childhood, when the people in books were more real than the people one saw every day, have I found myself so moved. Her portrait is a biblical study of life in the midst of death. I know why the cage bird sings. See? Whew. See, them words be like touching you. But yeah, I'm definitely going to read this. And this is, of course, by Maya Angelou. So, yeah, go ahead and get this book and add that to your library. But like I said, it's more books than this. But I just listed these because these were some of the most impactful. And I wanted to share this with y'all because add this to your library. Feed your children. If you're going to feed your children anything, feed them a sense of who they are, their identity in this world. Don't lie to your children. Or don't keep lying to your family. Oh, it's kind of crooked. And don't keep lying to your family about the truth. We living in it right now. The best thing you can do is love, honor, care, and uplift your loved ones and the people around you. Okay? And uplift your own self and teach your children about their history, their roots, their foundation. If you don't teach them, they will never know. They will grow up thinking that what they see on TV and what people tell them that may not even be true is law. Teach them the truth. And that's just, I go on my little rants, but that's just that. Teach them the truth. And they will learn freedom in all aspects and different forms. So, y'all already know what it is. It's your girl Maury, aka Queen MC, and that's the topic for today. We just did us a book run through. So I hope y'all really wrote. Well, no, I already told y'all. I'm gonna list them below in the descriptions. But challenge yourself, open your mind, challenge yourself to do something that you don't normally do. Reading is fun. You gotta make it fun. They've taught us that reading is boring. It ain't. It's just that you've been giving us stuff that we can't relate to. But now that we know, ain't nothing cooler, well, to me, than reading about people just like you. You know what I'm saying? Doing phenomenal things, inspiring you to tell you, to teach you, to show you that it ain't impossible. So like I already said, if you ain't subscribed by now, go ahead and subscribe because it only get better from here. And yeah, your girl is signing out. Peace and love.